Center, the women's soccer team play their last home game of the year. The women's field hockey team lighting Joe Walton Stadium on fire against Siena for their third win of the year. And the men's football team will look to make it 6 straight when they host the Monmouth Hawks. Does Joe Walton have any more clever miracles up his sleeve? Stay tuned and find out on CSC. The show starts now. Welcome to Colonial Sports Center, the show that plays through all the weather. Rain's not gonna stop us.
Yeah. But on to bigger and better things. He's Brian Turpak, I'm Heather Suddeth, and last time I checked, looks like dry weather for the rest of the show.
Well, at least it won't rain on our parade, kind of like Monmouth did for the Colonials last weekend. And after dropping their first 2 games of the season, the Robert Morris football team had seemed to figure out what it takes to win. Going into Saturday's game against Monmouth Hawks, RMU was riding a wave of 5 straight victories, looking to make it 6 straight against yet another ranked NEC team in the 1AA mid-major polls. Bobby Moe has seemed to figure out ways to win even with near-record offensive turnovers. Hey, if we keep winning, no problem, right? Well, the good ship Colonial hoped to sail cleanly over Monmouth, who, by the way, just happens to be the ranked 4th in the defense of all 1AA mid-major teams. Let's revisit Joe Walton Stadium last Saturday. And the first time Monmouth has ever visited Joe Walton, RMU leads the all-time Series 6-5 first quarter. Brian Bowen to Sam McWell on a nice little inside route, getting some blocks and finds a seam. McWell squeaks out, nice 21-yard scamper. The drive ends on a punt, however. Bobby Moe, ensuing drive, Eric Solinski. Throw it to the big guy. Scott Shade picks up the first down. 4 plays later, RMU has to punt. Oh well. Second quarter, everybody except the cameraman didn't buy the play action. Solinski dropped for an 8-yard loss on a 3rd and 3. 3 drives, 3 punts. Take another look. Eric Youngstrom steamrolled over Solinski, who loses the ball, but Jarvis Powers with a nice dive saves the turnover. Next RMU drive, 3rd and 9 at the Monmouth 24. Solinski can't find anyone open. Takes a sack rather than giving up the INT. Good play. Good thinking. Walton brings out Nate DiLorenzo for a 45-yard attempt. Bobby Moe looking to score first, and just wide left, no good. Still a basket of goose eggs after the first half. Third quarter, Monmouth on the offensive. David Sinisi with the handoff. Drives it 10 yards. 26 on the day for him. The Hawks were caught cheating. Ball comes back, no play. 5 plays later, first down. Brian Bowen, giggity, go! Sam McWell with the snag. Touchdown. Monmouth, 39 yards. Splitting defenders, just getting silly. 7-0, third and 1. Bowen bulldozing, spins out, tries to get loose. Loses the football. Jackie Candy right there. Don't mind if I do. Get in the center. We'll take you all the way. Go, go. But finally gets tackled. Take another look. The good ship Colonial gonna get the ball with the Monmouth 38. Jackie Candy, right place at the right time. Halloween treats for him a little early. First down. Joe Walton says, hey, it's time to use a clever play. The flea flicker complete to Mario Hines. How a woo-wee wow. Very nice. High fives for everybody. Tied at 7s. Fourth quarter, Brian Bowen with the sneak. Whoop! Loses the football. Jeff Robins reaps the benefits, gets the turnover. RMU with business. 2nd and 10 at the Monmouth 41. Eric Solinski, tons of time in the pocket. He can write a book back there. Finds Sherrod Everett for a 21-yard completion. Sweet. On first down at the 20, Solinski thinks he has Hines wide open, but boo no. Jamal McClintock picks off the pass and is off to the races. He eventually steps out of bounds, gets 14 yards. Motown with the ball back at 34. Solinski with a rifle to Sherrod Everett picks up 19 and the first down. RMU again back in business. First down. Brian Harden with the handoff, but don't fumble. Monmouth picks it up and gains possession. God, again with the turnovers. Bolin and company looking to take advantage, and they do. 20-yard pass complete to Mike McClellan. And look out, because here they come. First down, same guys, new play. McClellan wide open on the right side. Looks like he could go the distance, but Bobby Moe D-backs spoil the party. Sets up a 29-yard Fred Weinger field goal attempt that's blocked. Robert Morris retains the tie. Let's try this again. Eric Solinski on 3rd and 5. Ball gets tipped right here. Freebies. Matt Hill with the interception. Gonna scamper it all the way up to the RMU-25 Monmouth. Now they're back in business. Third down. Bolin gets it to John Nalbone on the inside slant for a 23-yard gain, putting the Hawks in fantastic field position. Making it 1st and goal at the 2. David Sinisi sweeping out to the left and stretch it out for the touchdown. 2nd on the day for the Hawks. And let's just get the extra point, make it 14-7. It's good, but they're cheating, holding, move it back 5. Let's do it again. And it's blocked, tipped. Visitors have got to hate this end of the field when it comes to kicking. I mean, come on. Colonial, let's get the ball back. 2 minutes left in the game. Sawinski, look at the protection. Unloads deep to Michael Rogers. Incomplete, overthrows 3rd and a very long 9. Moises Hernandez open on the sideline, but fails to make the grab. RMU does not convert on 4th down. 41 seconds left. Pull out the sick buckets because it's going to get nasty. Fred Wingert knocks through a 39-yard field goal, pretty much killing any hope for a last-second comeback. But hey, we're going to try anyway. Sawinski going to get rocked and another incomplete pass, and that would do it. 16-7. Snaps a 5-game winning streak. Some stats on the night. Sawinski was 14 for 30, 189 yards, 2 interceptions. Mario Hines was 4 for 63, 1 touchdown. Sherrod Everett had 3 catches for 52 yards. On Monmouth's sides, Brian Bolin, the quarterback, was 17 for 30, had 223 yards. San Miguel, 5 catches for 71 yards. For more in the game, we're going to go to CSC's very own Maggie Kutschbach. Maggie.
Game-winning streak came to an end last week in a tough loss against Monmouth. With 3 turnovers in the crunch time 4th quarter, the Colonial offense had a less than stellar performance.
Once again, offense couldn't put it together. It's always somebody or something slowing us down, and with offense, that can't happen. If one person misses, the whole thing blows up, and we couldn't find a rhythm today.
Going against a strong Monmouth defense, the Colonials knew what they had to do, but didn't deliver.
They don't make mistakes. They definitely are always where they need to be. But they didn't show us anything that we didn't expect, so it was our execution that lacked today.
The Colonials may be down, but don't count them out. They still have a chance at the championship. But if there's any chance of them seeing the Gridiron Classic, they must defeat Stony Brook on the road.
We're going to go into it like we go into every week, thinking we're going to win, game plan, have confidence. This thing's not over. We can still win the conference, and we're just trying to move on and play well.
For Colonial Sports Center, I'm Maggie Kutschbach.
Joining us again is CSC's very own pigskin analyst, Bill Romango. Bill, the offense had trouble getting anything started, and the defense, they couldn't contain Brian Bolin. What happened?
Brian, Heather, that's right. The offense for the Colonials had trouble with missed opportunities and turnovers. The defense played well, but as you'll see, when the team gives up 5 turnovers, it makes things tough. Let's go to the tape. RMU on defense here, and you see a great play by Jordan Howard to get in and pop the Monmouth quarterback in the mouth, attempting a QB sneak, but he's able to spin out of it. But all of a sudden from the secondary, here comes James Kazel getting his hand on the ball, knocking it loose. Jackie Candy, like Brian said before, right place, right time, makes the play, gets upfield for the Colonials to set up their offense. And the very next play on offense, great block by Joe Sedicase to drive the man down the line. The flea flicker play, Vince Magnone gets it back to Eric in perfect position. He just sets up, throws, finds Mario Hines down the field. 6 points, Robert Morris. Once again on defense, the defense coming up big. Here you see Jeff Romas, outside linebacker, getting his hand on the ball and stripping it. Jonathan Robinson comes down with it. Great play by J-Rob and Romas. RMU back on offense. You see blown coverage, 2 guys trying to cover Mike Rogers. That leaves Mario wide open. We thought he was wide open. The free safety for Monmouth making a great play, getting over. And that was just basically the story of the game for the Colonials. Anytime they would try to get something going, turnovers, missed opportunities, and that's just what happens. So RMU was that close on either side of the ball. Unfortunately, it just wasn't meant to be. Colonials had a great week of practice, though, and if Stony Brook isn't ready on Saturday, it'll be a runaway. Robert Morris is down but not out. With a win and a Monmouth loss, that puts RMU right back in first place. Until next week, I'm Bill Romango. Heather?
And around the NEC we go. Stony Brook took their 4th consecutive win at home over Sacred Heart 38-21. St. Francis was completely humiliated in New York by Albany 0-48. And Central Connecticut State reigned over Wagner 27-6. And just a recap of the game we all know too well, Robert Morris took their first loss after a 5-game winning streak to Monmouth 7-16.
Get out your calendars and grab the red pen. The historic Gridiron Classic matching the winners of the NEC and the Patriot League conferences has been moved back from the original November 18th date. The new date is December 2nd. Why, you might ask? Well, it provides an opportunity for either league's regular season champion to participate in the NCAA 1AA football championship if selected as an at-large participant. Both leagues have agreed that if this were to happen, the second-place team will fill the void. Again, the Gridiron Classic will take place December 2nd.
Well, guess who's back?
Shady's back.
No. It's everyone's favorite, Andrew Cheese Paisley.
But I wanted to say Shady. I'm saying Shay. I want to say Shady.
Life's full of disappointment, Brian, and just like this past weekend at Joe Walton Stadium. But believe it or not, there's hope on the horizon.
All right.
And really, that begins with the Colonials not being out of the playoff picture just yet. Yes, that's right. Despite the loss to Monmouth, the Colonials are not out of the championship picture. They're just in need of a little bit of help. And here's how it all shakes out. We start at the top. Stony Brook is the only team that doesn't need help. Basically, if they can win out, they're the champions. But that campaign starts this weekend when they host Robert Morris. The Seawolves also have games against Wagner and at CCSU. Now, Monmouth and Albany just have one NEC loss apiece, but they each lost to Stony Brook. They also face each other in the final week of the season. In order for them to become NEC champs, they both need to win out and have Stony Brook lose twice. Now, CCSU is also still in it with 2 losses, mainly because they have yet to face Monmouth and Stony Brook. The Blue Devils must win out, coupled with a second Stony Brook loss to RMU or Wagner, and they need Albany and RMU to lose 2 of their final 3 games. Now, as for Bobby Moe, because that's what really matters, well, Robert Morris can win the title if they win out, and they need Monmouth to lose one of its final 3 games. It all starts this weekend, though, as they absolutely must knock off Stony Brook on the road for any chance at a title this season. And now that we have the foreseeable future all shook up, let's bring in the guy that looks even deeper into the Northeast Conference's crystal ball. Joining us now from the NEC headquarters in Somerset, New Jersey, is Associate Commissioner and Head of Communications and Television, Ron Ratner. Ron, thanks for joining us, and let's just launch right into this. We'll begin with the big news, and as Brian just mentioned, that's the movement of the Gridiron Classic from November 18th to December 2nd, meaning that this is the first time many of these schools will have a chance at a December football game. Ron, can you tell us when the discussions for this move began, who initiated it, and why it began?
Well, I think both leagues on our own were talking about it internally. Both leagues this year are having pretty good seasons. I know certainly for the NEC, this has been our best football season in our 11 years sponsoring the sport. So we talked about it internally. We originally had an agreement that our champions would play each other. But as Central Connecticut and then Albany and Monmouth started knocking off some pretty good teams out there, the thought was that maybe we need to protect our champions in case they get selected for an at-large bid. Mm-hmm. The actual phone call came from the Pioneer League. They initiated it last week, and it just seems like the right thing to do. It gives our champion or a chance to participate in the NCAAs if selected.
Now, Ron, with the success the NEC has begun to have outside of the conference with wins over teams in the Patriot League and Central Connecticut's victory over Georgia Southern, has there been any discussion of dropping the mid-major tag and trying to sneak into the 1AA playoffs?
Well, the mid-major, that's a tag that's created by the media. That's, we're a football program. We're a Division I football program, or the former 1AA as that's being changed and phased out. There's been no discussion to ramp up the scholarships more than we already have. We went from a need-based scholarships, and before that there were no scholarships. Back in the 90s, we're going to cap at 30 for now, and that's something that's going to be evaluated by our presidents and athletic directors. But at this time, there's no plans to be a full-blown 63 scholarship conference.
All right, now Stony Brook is one of the contenders this year in the NEC. Is this officially the last year the Seawolves are a member of the NEC?
No, this is the last year. They submitted notice back in, I think it was April, that they were going to be moving on. And but this year they are a part of this league. We are happy to have them. They've been a great member of the league, and we wish them the best when they go. They are on their campus. I think they're looking to move up beyond the 30 scholarships, and it wasn't going to happen at this time if they were in the NEC. So they made an administrative decision there, and with that beautiful new facility they have there, in some ways I don't blame them. It's they're competing out there with a Hofstra, and I think they can make a name for themselves, and we wish them the best of luck.
All right, Ron, what's the future of the other football-only member, Albany, when it comes to the Northeast Conference?
As far as, Albany signed a 4-year extension just like Stony Brook did. Now, Stony Brook, obviously they give us notice that they're going to leave, but we've received nothing from Albany. I think that they're going to be with us for the next, at least for the next few years. I don't think that they're ready to make such a move at this time if they're interested in going all out with scholarships. So I think you'll see them with us for a while.
All right, Ron, final question. Robert Morris has had a longtime rival with Duquesne from the Metro Atlantic Athletic Conference. Many other teams play Marist, St. Peter's, Iona, and LaSalle. The MAC's future doesn't look bright, though. Have there been any overtures to bringing some of those teams into the NEC? Actually, has there been any discussion about the expansion of the NEC in any aspect?
Well, it's some people may not know that we had made an overture, I would say 2 or 3 years ago, to merge with the MAC when they were down to 5 teams, and we made to bring all the teams in, whether it be under the NEC umbrella or a combined conference. That was to be determined, and it didn't happen. They were at the time they were not interested. At this time, I don't know if a full merger is in our best interest at this time. But that's not to say that we're not interested in some of those programs. Duquesne obviously would be a school that we would target as having great interest in. They've mid-major and even at the whole full 1AA level, they are competitive against nearly everybody, and we see it as a perfect fit. They have a natural rival with Robert Morris. They have another close opponent to where they are in St. Francis. So that's something that, yes, that's something we would be interested in pursuing.
All right, Ron Ratner, Associate Commissioner and Head of Communications and Television for the Northeast Conference. Ron, thanks again for joining us. Heather, Brian, it's all yours.
Well, with that said, we're now off to see how this weekend's game against Stony Brook will unfold up in the lovely, already partially snow-covered New York. To Kelly Burke we go for a heads up. Kelly?
After snapping a 5-game winning streak, the Colonials are back on the road this weekend. They head to New York for another Northeast Conference game at 1 p.m. Saturday against Stony Brook. The Seawolves running back Conte Catino was named the Rookie of the Week after rushing for 129 yards against St. Francis. This is the 4th consecutive week the Rookie of the Week was a Seawolf. Stony Brook's win last weekend kept them undefeated in conference play. For Robert Morris, the key to their success is avoiding turnovers. In last weekend's game against Monmouth, 3 turnovers in the 4th quarter resulted in 9 points to help the Hawks defeat the Colonials. At Joe Walton Stadium, I'm Kelly Burke.
And taking a look at the top 10 mid-major football programs in the nation. Taking all 25 first-place votes is San Diego of the Pioneer League. Moving up after the win against the beloved is Monmouth, taking the 2 spot. Fellow NEC school Central Connecticut State is at 3. Albany moves up 1 spot to number 5. The Colonials fall 3 spots to number 7, while the Robert Morris opponent Stony Brook hold at number 8 with a 4-4 record despite being undefeated in the league play.
Go at the fridge, but you best be coming back. It's the last chance to see the ladies' soccer team at home on CSC next.
Welcome back to the big show, guys. Will you stop it? It's not going to rain.
Look, I just don't want I want the show to go 7 games and not have any travel days. Just being safe.
Are you drunk? Oh, gosh. On with the show. What do Jessica DeSantis, Christina Pilato, Danielle Piscarilli, Stephanie Kuhn, Hillary Nellis, and Christina Nicholson all have in common? All 6 are seniors on the women's soccer team who played their last home game this past weekend against Wagner up the North Athletic Complex. But before the ladies could celebrate their last games on their home pitch, they had to face off against the Blackbirds of Long Island. Off to the wet and sloppy field we go. Here, the Lady Colonial is looking quite serious, and then I don't know what LAU's doing. Cheering? Not so sure. Christina Pilato has a long shot. It's deflected way up in the air, almost controlled by Kansky. It goes back, they try for another shot, and Mijakowicz's shot is blocked by LIU. Pilato with possession, fakes out LIU, tries for another goal, but is denied by Kansky. Pilato yet again, right here, dodging the falling Blackbirds, tries to hook a goal, but comes in with Kansky with another save. Kelly Hildebrand here comes down the field, one-on-one. Take note of this puddle right here. She doesn't see it, gets tripped up, and then loses control over the ball. Ends up being a free-for-all. Katie Kirkpatrick with the ball, dribbling left and right, kicks and slides, but her attempt is high and off the top of the goal. Let me tell you, it's a muddy game. Kelly Hildebrand tries to make things happen. Whoop! Nicole Allen knocks her over with a little nudge. No dice. A nice play here with Niznik and Pilato. It's a kind of faked indirect kick, but it wasn't enough to penetrate the net. Nice try, but A+ for creativity. Kelly O'Connell right here is pretty wide open ahead. She ends up overpassing to Tasia Davis, whose attempt is nulled by Jess Onifer. Wipe out, but she's up and running again. Stefano passes to Kuhn, who gives it to Hildebrand for a possible goal. Nada. And here, a free kick by LIU's Ashley O'Connor. Onifer almost able to grab it, but LIU wipes out with another attempt, and the ball is back on Colonial feet. Katie Kastner plays Ring Around the Rosie with Salima Barisha, who wipes out, and 18 goes down the field. Here we have a powerful kick by O'Connor. Check this. Ends up being deflected by her own teammate, but still it flies into the goal right past Jess Onifer. LIU storms the field, winning 1-0 in overtime against RMU. This game gives LIU their 8th win of the season. Here's some of the stats here. Now for the women's soccer standings in the NEC. Monmouth is undefeated with 1 tie. Long Island is close behind, 6-1. Seeded third is Central Connecticut, with State with 4 wins, 2 losses, and 2 ties. St. Francis, Quinnipiac, and Sacred Heart, and all are at 3 wins and trail within 1 of each other in losses or ties. Robert Morris, Mount St. Mary's, and Fairleigh Dickinson are neck and neck at 2-5 at NEC, and Wagner is bringing up the rear 1-6. On average, all teams have about 2 games left until the NEC tournament, although Monmouth and Long Island University have already secured their NEC tournament slot. Hey, do us all a favor at CSC and make sure that your break is nice and sweet, because up next, we have something to serve up on a silver platter. No, it's not Fancy Feast for Cats, it's the women's field hockey team. Just a minute right here. Wonderful live TV. Okay. Oh man, okay. Sorry about that. So how would you like to get a peek at the ladies of the volleyball court, see how they're looking and the handful of games that they have left in the season, and get a taste of what they expect to do this weekend when they host LIU and St. Francis in Seoul? Well, for that, let's go to Nick Lumley and see what he has for us. Take it away, Nicholas.
The women's volleyball team at Robert Morris is finally coming home to the Charles L. Sewell Center after a month-and-a-half layoff.
This is the most together as a team we've been since I've been here, as far as like chemistry and like bonding has gone.
The Lady Colonials hope to learn from their upset loss to St. Francis, PA last Saturday.
We can't take any team for granted, and we have to play hard every time. We have to practice hard every time. And that's why I think this week we're really working hard. We're changing our practice strategies to try to prepare for Saturday.
A very impressive Long Island team comes in riding a 6-game win streak, including an undefeated record in NEC action.
It's definitely going to be a tough game. We're basing all of our practices this week around them.
The Lady Blackbirds are currently 3rd in the nation in serving.
Trying to really prepare for that and come up with some different play sets to make it a little more difficult for them.
The team plays 2 games this weekend. RMU currently sports an 11-13 record and is tied for 4th in the NEC.
We're really looking forward to home game, our home crowd, home fans, the noise, being together on our home court, our music, our warm-up. The feel of this court is just it doesn't compare to anything else.
This Saturday, the Lady Colonials volleyball team plays 2-time conference champion Long Island University here at the Charles L. Sewell Center. For Colonial Sports Center, I'm Nick Lumley.
Welcome back to live television. Well, from the court back to the turf for Joe Walton, the women's field hockey team heading into Sunday's game against the Siena Saints was in last place, going 1-5 against NEC competition, led by junior goalkeeper Kate Dunlap. From nearby, look to win 2 straight Sunday. Let's go to Joe Stadium. And here's the Siena Saints, and our ladies lost their last non-conference game against Bellarmine 4-2 last Friday, first half. Siena at the top of the key takes a slap shot. Kate Dunlap, the nice save, but Ann Lindley and Meredith Young Play the rebound nicely, 1-0 Siena, only 14 minutes of the game. Good girls on the offensive. Sarah Schott driving to the goal, takes a weak slapper. Colvette Rini ain't having it. Kicks it out. Megan Kelly picks up the rebound, but misfires, goes out of bounds. Still first half, Siena running on the outside. Tries to set up a one-timer, but no one's there. RMU lucks out. Back at the other end of the field, Schrott to Jessica Charles. He sets up Jillian Howley with a shot. She shoots and scores. 3 minutes later, an inbound pass turns up roses for the Colonials. Sam Wallace attacking Reedy, jams in the rebound, makes it 2-1 RMU. Still first half. Siena will try to sneak one past Kate Dunlap, but way off me. I'm starving. Dunlap had 11 saves on the day. 4! Siena tees up on Ashley Ballix, railing the ball right off her elbow. Team doctors will evaluate. Ballix did not return, but should be okay. Nothing broken. Second half, Siena's Carly DeMartis with the slap shot deflected. Beautiful save by Dunlap. RMU able to play it out of the zone, getting a little hot in the kitchen. 15 minutes left, tied at 2. Bobby Moe find Howley, and they do. 2 goals for Jillian. Picks up the game winner. 3-2. Field hockey wins it. And here's some stats for RMU. Dunlap had 11 saves, and Jill Howley had 2 goals. Sarah Schott 3 shots. And for Siena, Kristen McGordy had 1 goal. How about that? And
not bad for the ladies.
Meredith Young had 1 goal, and Colvette Rini 1 save on the night for her. On the afternoon, I guess. But that will conclude yet another wild edition of Colonial Sports Center.
Of course.
Of course.
As always.
I'm Brian Turpak.
I'm Heather Senes. Bye, guys.
Yeah, we'll see you next week.